Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with NXT's Halloween Havoc episode, broadcast live on USA Network from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, hosted by Scarlett and Shotzi. The episode featured two title changes, with Lyra Valkyria upsetting Becky Lynch in the main event to win the NXT Women's Championship, and Chase U's Andre Chase and Duke Hudson beating Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo to take the NXT Tag Team title. Valkyria's win ends Lynch's NXT Women's title reign at 43 days.
Well, there's many emotions flowing through the mind and the soul of the man as Lynch returned to NXT to find a person that could match her will, could match her desire and her passion. And on this night, Lyra Valkyria had it and just a bit more.
Brian Pillman Jr., using his new ring name Lexus King, made his NXT television debut, defeating Dante Chen.
We talked about innovative offense. We talked about a unique style. But how about the high impact? Nasty, gnarly,
What do you call
landing.
it? What do you call it?
We're gonna have to ask him.
To do your work, man.
Here is your winner, Lexus King.
In the semifinals of the women's breakout tournament, Kelani Jordan beat Ariana Grace, and Lola Vice went over Carmen Petrovich. In other results, Roxanne Perez defeated Kiana James in a Devil's Playground match, and Blair Davenport beat Gigi Dolan in a Lights Out match. In ratings news, Monday Night Raw held steady in viewership, bringing 1.476 million viewers to the USA Network, according to Sports TV ratings, after last week's 1.483 million viewers. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the show drew a .46, up slightly from last week's .45. AEW's Battle of the Belts 8 special from last Saturday night dropped significantly in viewership from the previous Battle of the Belts special, according to Sports TV ratings. Last weekend's special brought in 397,000 viewers to TNT, down from the 524,000 who tuned into Battle of the Belts 7 last April. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, Battle of the Belts 8 did a .13 rating, down from the .15 key demo rating of Battle of the Belts 7. Collision earlier in the night last Saturday drew a total audience of 518,000 to TNT, according to WrestleNomics, up slightly from the previous week's audience of 504,000. The number also demonstrates a loss of 121,000 viewers between Collision and Battle of the Belts. The rating for Collision in the key demo was .16, up from the previous week's .14. This was the first time Collision has had consecutive showings of over 500,000 viewers since the early weeks of the show last July. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.